Welcome to the Crawl or No Crawl Report. This is Carolyn Holzman, and today is February 1st, 2023. Actually, it's day 516 of the Indexation Research Project. Thank you for your comments. Please feed this bear. You make the process so much more fun when you do. Plus, you help Google understand, or I should say YouTube understand, that this content that you're watching might interest somebody who is also very similar to you. Now, you're looking at the Google Search Status Dashboard. Now, other than validating that what I heard off of the Google podcast is accurate, that there are three parts to the indexation system. These are subsystems of the larger indexation system. Other than that, you really, you haven't missed anything, and nothing has ever been noted in here. So I do not believe that this is going to be a source for you necessarily to understand why your content is not being indexed or served. All right. So we're just going to shut this puppy down. This over here, okay. This is the data log where I store everything. Now, all of these tests that I run, there is two keywords that are unique to Google. Hasn't seen them before. And so the first one is just stuck in the HTML, and it confirms the first pass, the discovery crawl. And the second test keyword is set up in JavaScript. And so the only time that Google can see that word to know to assign it to this page is when it goes through it's a second pass, and they actually use the term render machine. That's where they unpack all of the JavaScript and they there's been an article recently where they turn everything, all our fancy stuff, into straight HTML. And they actually use the term in the podcast called protocol buffers. So hopefully we'll get more material, tease more things out of this research so we can actually know a little bit more about those. Now, again, these are simple tasks to confirm if when presented with new, not previously indexed content, is the system, all those three parts, is it working? The first pass, the second pass, crawling, indexing, and serving. Now, I continue to test this to demonstrate that Google is a machine. It is not omniscient. It is not able to know before crawling if your content is quality or not. It has nothing to do necessarily with the quality of your site. That is, I've got like tons and tons. I guarantee you, it is not the quality of your content, because I have so much crappy content that has been crawled, indexed, and served, and remains so, that it's just not it's not a reason anymore. It shouldn't be. All right, so here you can tell here, no new content has been found by its keywords today, but I'm going to leave this blank a little bit and just let you know, like the last 2 days, they're showing in Search Console as indexed. They have not made it through yet to the serving system. Now, late Monday afternoon, early evening, we did have a search coverage page report update. And that's where the dates, all of our dates update. Now, if you're in different time zones, it'll show different time, different date, but it appears, and we've got some corroborating evidence that all of our sites in Search Console update at the same time. I am still not able to find last Tuesday's test URL. And if you go into your Search Console, there are numbers of ways that they designate your page. They'll say discovered, not crawled. They'll say crawled, not indexed. And if you look down, there's a section. It'll tell you why those pages are not indexed and the reason. And whenever you see those things, the reason is Google Systems. Now, unless you are Google Systems, that means Google is telling you, oops, our bad. And you do need to go back and try to resubmit those on that. Now, I share all of this, not to confound you, but but to give you the idea, the possibility that Google systems might be broken, or sometimes they're under constructions and they don't tell us. So if you're publishing and you're seeing in Search Console it says your content is indexed, but you cannot find those pages, those URLs by their keywords in your tracker, you're not alone. For the record, this index but not findable behavior is not the case with the test site whose data is compiled by mobile crawlers. So by doing this test, I'm trying to really isolate this different behavior and figure out what the heck is going on. Now, if you go over here, this is the index detector page. You can find it by Googling and just search for Google Index Detector. This is sort of a daily cheat sheet. It's not meant to explain why your content is not getting indexed. It's just to show you basically the general nature of what I'm seeing. Now, this is the primary desktop compiled data site. That's a lot of words. You can see here, no new content. And yes, I am detecting the mobile rendering bots in there. So the system is working for the crawling, and according to Search Console, the indexing, it is the serving. And this is what this does. This is the serving over here. Now, you may say like, oh, something's wrong with the mobile primary crawler compiled data. No, I'm just not putting any new test pages on here, so that's why there's nothing new to discover. I'll probably next week move back just to confirm that that is still the state. Usually 2 weeks, has got like a good amount of data to sort of see a trend. Now, part of the reason why, and yes, saw the mobile crawlers over here. Part of the reason why I add this third part is that it really, we need to know, as we're publishing, which part of the system is not working. So this whole thing is for you. If you have a client who's complaining that all that content they paid for and isn't findable, it's not your fault. All right. And you can use this data, you can use this video, you can share them, you can send them, you can have them message on a YouTube comment and I'll answer them. Okay. Now to the bot server. I'm a day behind, but anyway, it's looking like we're getting a little more bot activity. It was a bit of a ghost town on like Monday, and I can't remember. I think I did these numbers, but I just forgot to get them in here. So now I'm looking over the render crawlings over the past week, and I suspect there is a disconnect within their internal system. We can see that they're being crawled, and we can tell in Search Console that they're indexed, but we're looking at what goes in and what comes out, and there's something that's stopping it from coming out. It does suggest to me, I think I mentioned in an earlier video that I did find one test URL that showed as indexed, but wasn't findable when I put it in the performance tool in Search Console and looked at the page impressions, and it got 1 day of a few impressions and an average rank of 8.5, but under queries, there was nothing. So I look at that and I think, that it does suggest that for new content, at least, if you are publishing on a desktop with the primary crawler compiled data, it's going to be a little weird. And more every day I hear from people where they're experiencing that, or they post it somewhere and they're like, what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing the exact same thing. Now, all of this might be part of the Mobile First initiative, and I think they're going to have to do something to move our primary desktop crawler compiled data sites from that to mobile, but maybe this is another example of the problem with scale that they have. I don't know. Anyway, I'm working on this week's Confessions of an SEO podcast, topic to be determined. Take care. Have a good rest of your day.